The capital city of empires, the meeting point of cultures and civilizations, one of the brightest stars in history, Istanbul. Hagia Sophia on one side and the blue mosque with its glorious dome and minarets on the other, all embracing the Sultanahmet Square, the Byzantine Hippodrome. Attracting visitors from all corners of the world, with its marvelous atmosphere and vibrant life, the square takes the spectators to a journey in time. The Ibrahim Pasha Palace, rising above the layers of the Byzantine Hippodrome. It is now hosting the Turkish and Islamic Arts Museum, noted worldwide for its rich collection. Built in the 16th century, the palace was bestowed on Ibrahim Pasha by his father-in-law, Süleyman the Magnificent. Turned into a museum in 1914, the palace opened its doors to visitors as the first Turkish and Islamic arts museum. Having undergone many changes over time, only the courtyards and the council chamber of the palace survived today. Covering a long period of time from the earliest days of Islamic art to the 20th century, the museum offers a wide range of works from Umayyad, Abbasid, Northern African, Andalusian, Fatimian, Seljuk, Ayyubdi, Ilkhanid, Mameluk, Timurid, Safavid, Turkic, Caucasian and Ottoman civilizations. Many of the collections at the Turkish and Islamic Arts Museum are rich enough to be made into separate museums. The Manuscripts section of the museum covers a long period of time from early Islamic period to the 20th century, including many unique pieces. The collection attracts the world of science with its 13,000 works. 2 pages of a Quran from the Umayyad period. It has the features of the early Islam period. Written in Hejaz in the 8th century. A 9th century Abbasid Quran written in gold on gazelle skin in Kufic style. For this Abbasid work, an exquisite Eastern kufi has been used on calligraphy paper. A Quran from the 12th century, prepared as a gift for a sultan in Baghdad during the Seljuk period. It reflects the taste of art, ornamentation styles and colors that the Turks brought from the East. A Mameluk Quran written in Naskh. The initials of Surah are Kufic, embellished with gilded Rumi pattern. A Herat Quran from Tamerlane period. The aesthetically pleasing ornaments almost resemble the art forms of our times. Persian and Chinese influences could be traced. This Quran Juz from the Tamerlane period has the most beautiful writing and gilding that can be found in a holy book. These pieces, created by some unknown artists with great sensitivity, reflect a very high taste. An Ottoman Quran from the period of Bayezid II is the work of the calligrapher Ahmet Karahisari. The binder of the Quran written by calligrapher Mehmet bin Abdurrahman. The glamorous binder is one of the best examples of Sultan's workshop of miniaturists. Zübdetü Tevarih is the first book in Ottoman book art to depict and illustrate religious themes and prophet stories. Famous for its miniatures, the book portrays all prophets in Ottoman costumes. Some of the miniatures, made by Seyyid Lutfi, Molla Qasim, and Master Osman, can even be admired by today's artists. Angels in the 16th century, female costumes, and some of them are wearing hats made from squash blossoms. The Sinanname having the toga of Sultan Mehmed IV. The cypress tree rising on the toga symbolizes justice, kindness, and benevolence. The toga of Süleyman the Magnificent as himself. Ahmet Karahisari marked a new epoch in calligraphy by using different writing styles in his album. Written in chess style Kufic, the Elhamdülillah and the Besmele combining all the letters are unique works that break with the calligraphy tradition. The endowment of a külliye built by architect Sinan in the name of Roxelan in Istanbul. With its special form of calligraphy, Hilye-i Saadet reflects the physical and spiritual aspects of the Prophet Muhammad. Keeping a hilye at home is believed to bring peace and bliss. The carpet collection of Turkish and Islamic Arts Museum is considered to be the most eminent collection in the world with its 1,700 pieces. Woven in Central Asia with a Turkish knot technique and rich motifs, these carpets have been presented to the world as a gift by Turks. Huge carpets from Persia and various regions of Caucasia form a special part of the collection. Along with the renowned Seljuk works, the museum also exhibits all Ottoman carpet weaving styles in a variety of color and patterns. Carpets and prayer rugs woven in the rural areas of the empire are among the most precious pieces of the collection. Although the true origin of carpet weaving was Central Asia, Turkish carpet art has flourished in Anatolia. The Turkish carpets exported to Europe in the 13th century were greatly admired. And by inspiring European artists, they brought a new aesthetic element to art. For 200 years, they found themselves a place in the paintings of Italian, Dutch, and German artists who portrayed cardinals, aristocrats, and famous tradesmen. Some of these carpets are among the collection pieces. Having an eminent place in the world history of carpets, the 13th century Seljuk carpets, known as Konya carpets, are the most popular pieces of the museum collection. Consisting of red octagons on cream ground, the Turkmen rose motif offers a simple perfection. This piece is known as the most interesting work of the early Seljuk period. The metal pieces in the museum collection include significant examples from the medieval age. The development of metal technique in Anatolia can be perfectly traced in the museum, from the tiniest objects to monumental gates. With the body looking like a pigeon and the beak like a wild bird, this brass censer is made by a hollow casting technique. A brass box believed to belong to the 12th or 13th century. It has interesting and rich ornaments such as an epigraph written in Tulut calligraphy and Gammadian medallions. A brass vase from early Islamic period. A brass astrolabe made in Egypt in 1282. A brass oil lamp made by an embroidery technique called hole weaving. A rare sample from the 11th century. Bronze gate wings from Cizre Ulu Mosque. Embellished with 12-point stars and geometric motifs, the composition gives the feeling of eternity. On top of the gate is a bronze relief epigraph. The bronze gate knob consists of 2 dragons joined with a lion's head in the middle. A bronze drum from Artikid period. Its Kufic epigraph is remarkable. Of the vertical letters in the epigraph, the double ones are added crowned human heads. Brass marquetry candlesticks in the form of mortar and pestle from Mameluk period. On the surface are plant motifs and cavalry figure. A silver oil lamp from Seljuk period. Made in 1090. It was brought from Emevi Mosque in Damascus. A brass pot made for Mameluk Sultan Kayitbay. Its surface is embroidered with marquetry golden and silver leaves. It reads, "May the victory of our glorious Sultan Kayitbay El Melik El Eshref be blessed." A brass pitcher from Tamerlane period. Lotus leaves and epigraphs are made with marquetry golden and silver leaves. Its handle is in the form of a snake with a dragon head. A gilded copper censer from the 17th century Ottoman period. Hanging containers made from gold or silver and embroidered with gems were used for showing the stages, protecting or decorating. Tombak, wash bowl and pitcher from the 18th century. Ornamentations are made by relief, engraving and hole weaving techniques. Tombak technique applied by using gold and quicksilver has a special place in Ottoman metal art. Unique examples of this art are exhibited in the museum. The Turkish and Islamic Arts Museum also hosts a rich wooden collection. Many doors, windows, chests and lecterns from the Seljuk and Turkic periods sustain the distinguished heritage of those times. Wooden windows brought from the Şeyh Sadreddin Konevi tomb in Konya, dated in the beginning of the 14th century, and the pieces from the Turkic period. At the top of the carved windows reads an epigraph written in Tulut technique. The epigraph is framed with a floral border in the shape of stylish lotus flowers and palm branches. The perfect art and craft on windows, empowering the light and shadow effect, present a very impressive visual quality. The sarcophagus of Necmettin Ahmet, brother of prominent religious scholar Sayyid Mahmud Hayrani. dated 1251, made from engraved walnut tree. Lines from Masnavi by Rumi and verses from the Quran are engraved on the sarcophagus in Tulut style. Windows of Karamanoğlu İbrahim Bey İmaret. The most impressive composition in the piece, which is thought to belong to Artikid period, is the big medallion in the middle. Under the pediment there is a deeply engraved Tulut epigraph. A 17th century Ottoman Quran case, carved on wood using ivory, mother of pearl, tortoise shell, ebony and metal wires. Ten-point stars and polygons represent eternity and present the rich composition. A short-legged Ottoman Quran case with a cover in the shape of a dome. It is from the 16th century. Ivory is engraved on plated ebony. A folding rectangular Ottoman lectern. 16th century. The most original samples of nacre inlay, which has a special place among traditional Turkish handicrafts, were made during Ottoman period. A rich collection of these works are exhibited in the Turkish and Islamic Arts Museum. In the council section of the museum, turquoise, ruby, ivory and golden embroidered belts, turas and headgears are exhibited as rare samples of Ottoman jewelry art. The section where late Ottoman works from the 18th century are exhibited. An astronomical device pointing to Qibla, Kıblenüma. It is from the 18th century. It has a compass on it. Inside its cover, Kaaba is depicted. A goldsmith's drawer made by Edirnekari technique. Drawers are embellished with rose, tulip, carnation and aster motifs. "30 objects on Ottoman state crest symbolize the different departments of Ottoman state and the Ottoman philosophy. It is embroidered with gold and silver on silk. The key of Kaaba, which was changed and brought to Istanbul in the Ottoman period, and its cloth woven in silk. The Turkish and Islamic Arts Museum also has a rich collection of works made of stone belonging to early Islam and Seljuk period. The marble sarcophagus of Özdemir, governor of Aleppo, dated 1493. Marble bowl with a lid, a work from the Abbasid period. Another eminent collection in the Turkish and Islamic Arts Museum is the stucco works remained from Seljuk and Ottoman buildings, most of which have not survived. These mural paintings are remnants of the palaces in Samarra, the capital of Abbasid. The Mameluk flask from the 14th century. On its body there lies a crest with a lily and mace placed between two swords. Anatolian Seljuk earthenware jugs made using different molds, reliefs and ornaments. On the piece, thought to belong to the 12th or 13th century, Hun, Göktürk and Uyghur influences can be traced. The tiles on mural paintings and ornaments were found during Konya Palace excavation. On the tile compositions in the shape of star-cross, the characteristics of the 12th century Seljuk art can be traced. The Iznik ceramics belonging to the Ottoman period. The pieces found during Iznik excavations are from the beginning of the 16th century. They reflect the elaborate aesthetics of Ottoman tiles with sophisticated motifs and blue and white colors. On the tile panels, Kaaba and the tomb of Muhammad are depicted. In the ethnography section of Turkish and Islamic Arts Museum, collections depicting Turkish Ottoman social life in different periods are exhibited. The scenes from Anatolian nomad life, such as carpet, rug weaving, are reenacted. A village house room from Yunta in Manisa. It presents lively scenes from the Turkish village life. Another reenactment depicting daily life from Bursa, the first capital of Ottomans. The clothes, furniture and atmosphere reflect the magnificence of a great civilization. A bridal room from the 19th century. The traditional Turkish red wedding dress has been replaced with a white one due to the influence of the West. Hosting rich collections from early Islamic periods, the 20th century, the Turkish and Islamic Arts Museum is one of the most notable museums of the world, carrying out the values of the past to the future.